All right, man. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Money Market. You are with me, Che Yusuf. It's actually, a market analysis of the week. We just want to go through in terms of the market, see how the market is actually performing at particular time, and see again what are the stories that are driving the global financial market. We are actually focusing more in terms of CFDs, in terms of contract for difference. That we're talking about the forex trading, whether it's a currency forex trading pairs, whether it's indices, and whether it's metal itself, including the crypto itself. So those are the things that we talk about when it comes to the daily money market analysis. So we're gonna jump in to see exactly how the market is doing. But again, before we go there, what are the stories that are actually driving the market this week? We are in the week of 22nd of July. It's 22nd of July. So what are things that are actually driving the market at the moment? The biggest one that actually driving the market is the earnings that are happening this week. There's a couple of earnings that have been happening already, and we saw those earnings have pushed the price of the instrument to all-time level. We saw the gain of S&P 500 with the 8% gain from this week. In fact, reaching another new height. So they have at least 14 heights for this month when it comes to S&P 500. So those are the earnings. It driven by the earnings to get to that level. Again, we are waiting for GM to have Auto Motors to report in terms of the earnings. The GM, it's a company that produces cars. On Wednesday, we're gonna have Tesla reporting again the earnings. Friday, we have VW to report the earnings again. Why these companies are actually driving the market? Remember, companies like GM, VW, Teslas, they are all under instrument like NAS 100, Nasdaq. Those are combination of the technology companies. So these Tesla companies, VW companies, they consider themselves as technology company, and they have listed themselves under Nasdaq as well as under S&P 500, and as well as some of them they are on a DAX itself. That is why we saw already in the beginning of the week S&P 500 starting pushing the price and getting to the all-time high, a 14 times all-time high for this year itself. We know last year 2024 we've been having this market analysis, and we know how S&P 500 reported from 4,000 as a price. It grows all the way to 6,000, and again it started to reverse to 5,800, but yesterday it ended up closing at 6,300. We're gonna go in the market to check itself, S&P 500 itself, how is it performing at the particular, and again maybe a little bit of predict where do I think the market will end up this week. Another thing that is actually driving the global financial market when it comes to the forex trading is the war between the Federal Reserve Jeremy Powell and the President Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump, they actually want Jeremy Powell to be removed. Last week we saw he appointed some of the members to be added in a Federal Reserve member or cabinet. Again, it was just a preparation of telling Jeremy Powell that, hey man, I think the end of your cycle, it's at the end. Now you need to start preparing, to vacate. Someone else need to come in. So since there's a crash between the federal chair and the president itself of the United States, we saw the dollar declining a little bit. That is why gold as a safe haven has been performing really, really well. We're gonna also check it out in terms of gold and see how gold itself it's actually performing. So those are main biggest in terms of the global financial news that are actually affecting the global market. I think those are the big ones. When it comes to the financial market, the news that are affecting the market, there's a Bank of England governor speaking today 11:15 a.m. On Tuesday. I think that's the big one. Federal Chair is Powell as well. It's speaking on 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. What about the whole week? What about the whole week? What are the market events of the week? So going on Wednesday, not a lot. Bank of Japan also having the consumer price index CPI. Australian dollar, they have RBA governor speaking as well. We're seeing German fresh manufacturing PMI happening at 9:30 p.m. and again GBP fresh manufacturing PMI. That will be on Thursday. I think Thursday there's a little bit of news, a little bit of high impact volatility news. ECB, European Central Bank press conference. I think we're expecting Madam Jessie to speak, Legates to speak on the Friday as the last day. Not much. There's a retail sales from GBP, Great British Pounds, as well as core durable goods that are happening on United States. So those are when it comes to the high impact volatility itself. But when it comes to news or the politics that are actually affecting the global financial markets, it's the earnings at the moment, and as well as the battle between Jeremy Powell and the President Donald Trump. So for now, let's check it out, market itself, how the market is performing at the particular time. Now we're looking at NAS 100, NASDAQ, as a combination of 100 technology companies. If we go to a little bit bigger time frame, see where it went, 23,260. I mean, if NASDAQ starting to get to 23,260, it's a very, very big move when it comes to NAS 100 day. What exactly am I anticipating this week? Again, I'm anticipating this week maybe a little bit of a drop. In fact, after the gains of the earnings, maybe a little bit of drop to 22,976. But what are the big move? I mean, we're seeing earnings are happening. Tesla it's about to release. But because of Tesla also hasn't been performing very well, Elon Musk has been having a fight with the president of the United States. A lot of investors and the board members of Tesla and other companies of Elon, they've been saying that Elon must actually perform and focus on the performance of his companies, like the way he was doing before, to boost the economy. So that's where it gives me a little bit of a sense that Tesla is not going to perform really, really well. So if Tesla is not going to perform really, really well, I am anticipating a little bit of depreciating maybe to these levels, right? Maybe to all the way, if we put maybe to this level of 22,602. It's really a big move if you look at it on a very small time frame. It's really huge move that actually you can take advantage. You see, we are preparing if Tesla the earnings are not going to be really, really good. That's where the market is going. But for now, for today, really another opportunity of a sell trade. Of a sell trade, anticipating to break this level, goes all the way to 22,970. That's when it comes to NAS 100. That's what I'm anticipating, a drop. Again, S&P 500, we talk about how S&P 500 has just reached the all-time high. This is the all-time high again, the new all-time high, 6,336. 6,336. Same anticipation when it comes to S&P 500. If Tesla is not going to perform well, I am anticipating S&P 500 to get back to 6,230. 6,230. Very, very good opportunity for people to take advantage when it comes to S&P 500 and as well as NASDAQ, as I said. Again, the other big instrument, because of the battle between Jeremy Powell and Donald Trump, and then that's where we're going to start actually paying attention on the dollar itself. How's the dollar performing at particular time? All right, then we go and look on gold, because of it is the safe haven of a dollar. As I said, that the dollar was declining because of the battle between Powell and as well as President of the United States Donald Trump. This is where we saw the trade of gold actually picking up. Where do I see gold to do? I think gold is gonna go back to the position of 3,401. That's what I'm anticipating gold to actually perform this week, due to how it's gonna unfold in terms of the in terms of the fight between Jeremy Powell and as well as Donald Trump. So it might go a little bit to 3,401 and then try to depreciate again back to 3,350, somewhere around here, when the earnings are actually hitting around Wednesdays and Thursdays. So that's good. A little bit of gains, but again, a long run by Friday, it will start depreciating. UK 100 again. We saw there will be ECB press conference, European Central Bank press conference. Obviously, it might be announced or it might be chaired by Madam Jessie Leggett, but we can see the depreciation of the instrument at the particular time. But again, look at this. This instrument, it hasn't been really going anywhere for a while. So it's been performing on a range for a while, but it has touched the upper zone. So I think this is the higher possibility that the market, it can go around this side, at around 8,918. We might see UK 100 depreciating to these levels. So yeah, man, those are type of instrument that we were checking. But again, we can look at the GBP, USD, British pounds versus the dollar. Where exactly pounds and the dollar are going? It might be just the gains a little bit to here, but there's a very a big move depending on the release of the press conference or results of the press conference. It might start depreciating to 1.34154 by the end of this week. This is a little bit of gains, then it might reverse to this level. So clear opportunity there. What else can we look? Euro, Australian dollar, just to see how the euros are actually performing. Again, has breaked the all-time high. Not really. It only break these levels that it was performing at the same position or retesting at the same position. I think again it's a retracement of this trade. It might get to here, so it might reverse. Euro AUD, it might reverse. Once it break these levels, the market will continue, goes all the way down to this position. So yeah, those were a couple of trades just to check in terms of how the market is actually doing. Clearly the market is on a preparation of a little bit of depreciation, just a little bit of sell, but it will depend again with earnings. The only earnings that I think it will affect the market to have at the sell position is the Tesla. But again, I'm really interested to look forward for the earnings of VW itself as well, and as well as GM Motors, to see how exactly they're actually performing at the moment. So yeah, that's it when it comes to the market analysis. Thank you. All right, man. If you watch this video to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching the Daily Money Market. We do bring with market analysis just to analyze about the market, what's going on in a week, and as well as we have also the channel of a sport where we talk about the football and what is happening in a football game, including the transfer shows as well. So yeah, I appreciate. Thanks a lot. Don't forget, click the subscribe so that the channel can grow. It can motivate me to keep on bringing the videos of the market analysis and the politics that affect the global financial market. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. See you on the next video.